Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so, this is a bonus reading for Sagittarius, and our card tonight is the Chariot. This is from Tarot of the Abyss. I should know that by now. I use these every bonus reading for a while. And so let's take a look at our tea leaves and see what they have to say. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Hi, baby. Hello, little T. Hi. Hi, Mama. Oh. I gotta get you one of those little jewel things for your underside there. All right. Okay, let's see, TT, what do they have going on? What's going on here? So we have that Chariot energy. I feel like this is going to be about, work, of course, but also I feel like there's always a kind of an energy of really being so focused on whatever it is that you're working on. When I see the Chariot, obviously it is related to Cancer, the sign, and so we do. Don't lick my face, please, my love. So we do know that Cancer kind of is a sign of the common attributes are that somebody who's very individual, maybe a bit solitary, introverted, can be hyper focused, maybe prone to moodiness or kind of a mercurial nature, and so on. So when we see the Chariot, I think that we get into the zone of like really fixing your gaze on something and doing everything in your power to achieve your goals. So I want to look at this. We have this beautiful figure here, kind of standing. It reminds me of the goddess Flora, hand held up in a bird kind of perching. We have flowers in her hand, and I can imagine her dress here, her skirt, made of flowers and vines and things like this. We also have a little a butterfly over here. A very peaceful scene altogether. And so I do feel like there is this sense of really flourishing in your own life. I feel that so often you have lived to care for others. You have lived a life to be, of assistance to those you love, to, put all of your energies into your relationships, into your job, into friendships and so on. And you're really good. You're really good at whatever you put your time and focus on, right? But I think more recently there has been, in this last year especially, kind of a transition into focusing on your self-work. making sure that you are living the life that you want to live, doing the things that are meaningful to you. And I feel like through this time, which has not been easy, because I think that the people around you are kind of, they're supportive, but in some way kind of put off a little bit because you're not as accessible. You're not as available to be helping. You're not, not at their beck and call. And and I think that's been a really good thing for you because, I think you're really learning how to say no, right? And maybe for the first time in your life, you're learning to say, I don't have time for that, or, I'm worn out. I've had a busy week. I need to rest, or whatever it is. Now that's not to say you fully abandoned anybody. I don't think you are a person that could just totally turn your back, on people that you love. But I do think that you have made this most important step towards, prioritizing yourself. And I feel like there's been some turmoil there because you feel guilty. You have lived a lot of your life, at least, worried about other people first. And to put yourself first now feels kind of selfish. But the reality is, it's your life. You are living your life for yourself. I mean, it really is that. Now, do we have to have a balance there? Yeah, of course. You don't want to get so self-involved you become kind of delusional or, completely in the realm of what some of the attributes of like narcissism would be. It is easy to get lost in yourself obsession. It absolutely is. But that's not what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing here is you're finally saying, yeah, I need some boundaries. I need some time to do to do my things. I have always been worried about other people doing well, being comfortable, not getting, mad at me or feeling some type of way towards me, really, and also really just wanting to be the one that shows up for everybody. But now I think, as you have spent this time on yourself, and the resources on yourself as well, by the way. And I wonder if maybe you have gone through a separation or maybe a divorce or something like this. And, maybe you were doing a lot of the heavy lifting here in the relationship. Maybe you were the person that was the primary provider, but then you were also doing a lot of the other things, the chores and raising children and appointments and all the things that life involves, right? And now that you have kind of gone out on your own pretty much, or at least decided like, hey, I'm going to do the things I need to do first, and then I will get to this other stuff. I, am expecting some help here. I'm expecting everybody to kind of pull their own weight. And, I don't think that's been easy for you to say and follow through. Maybe saying it, not as hard, but following through, definitely more difficult. But it really is, it's giving you the space to explore. It's giving you the space to hear yourself for the first time in a long time. I think so often your decisions have been in relation to others. Thinking as maybe a family unit or, being pretty influenced by maybe your significant other or, your social group or whatever, whatever, has been most important to you at the time. And I think there's been a lot of instances where you would have chosen something probably pretty different. Okay. And now let me say, the way that this is beginning to sound is like maybe you're a pushover, maybe you're just like kind of a follower. Well, I don't feel like that's what this is. I think that you are somebody who is very in tune with other people's feelings. You're also somebody that is very compassionate, very empathetic, and you concern yourself with how you affect other people. It's not a weakness, right? This is actually something that I think is, super rare in people, in a really authentic way. It's for somebody to be like this very authentically is rare. And I feel that, it's not a terrible thing. Unless, and I'm taking a little sip here because my throat is, I'm trying not to cough. Excuse me. Still working on this flu cold thing. Oh no. No. Every time I start, I can't stop. Okay. We're good. All right. So, I do feel like it's a beautiful quality, right? These qualities are beautiful qualities. As long as it's not running your life, as long as you are not operating in detriment to yourself, to your own dreams, your own goals. And, as we live like this for so long, we start to forget what our own wants and needs are, especially if you have been in a relationship with somebody who has a really big personality, or they're kind of, they come first. You have to kind of, care for them. They're maybe a little more sensitive or a little more demanding or whatever it is. And I think as time goes by, you start it becomes normal, right? This is just how things are, and I'm willing to deal with this, and then you begin to forget that there's any other way of living. Okay. But I feel like you have let go of that. It's like you're not, it's not your job to raise other people. It just really is not. Now, this could be a dynamic with your children as well. But I feel like as they become adults, as they become adults, and I'm speaking from inexperience. I have a 4-year-old, so I don't know what it's going to be like when she's older. She already runs my life, so she's already the boss of everything. So I'm saying this, and someday it'll come back to bite me in the butt, I'm sure. But, as your kids get older, and you are helping them and you are living for them in a lot of ways, and that's all well and good, unless, again, it's to your detriment. If your life is in disorder, or your needs are not being met because you are giving so much of yourself to adult children or an adult child, a family member, a spouse, or significant other, that's ultimately not sustainable for you. Okay. And I think that that has clicked this last year. You have made a lot of changes. You are absolutely full of light. You're like, what is it? Cinderella. I was like, is it Snow White? It could be any of those, right? Any of the princesses, I guess. But Cinderella, I think of with the birds and the animals and the flowers and, just kind of coming into this beautiful place of light and sparkly and magic and, just absolutely thriving. And I think that this could be the beginning of, one of the best parts of your life. This will be a beautiful era for you. And I don't think that you will squander that. I think you are acutely aware of the fact that this is a blessing because you got unstuck. Where, a lot of us, we just get into these places in our life and we get comfortable even in situations, dynamics, circumstances that are absolutely unbearable. It's amazing what we can put up with as human beings. We're so adaptable. But when you loosen yourself out of that situation and start to remember that life, it's not always like this. This isn't how everybody lives. This is not, this isn't we all have our different perceptions of reality, and you are shifting into, I think one that really, will be so helpful for you to actualize the things that you dream of, the life that you have, always kind of been wanting for. And that's pretty fantastic if I don't say so myself. All right, so we also have an elephant here. You can see the ears, and here is the trunk, and it's basically just the head, but we have the eyes as well. So we have an image of strength, great love, devotion. When the trunk is upwards, there is happiness and longevity, prosperity. And I think that all of these are true here. I feel like you just have decided for yourself, I'm going to live the best life that I can live. And, ultimately that is the most important step that we take, is that, hey, I'm not living, in this like hopeless life. I'm not going to live a life that feels meaningless. I'm not going to, live in somebody else's perception of reality. I'm not going to step into this world that somebody else has constructed for me or told me this is how you measure success or this is how you quantify your worth and all of this. No, I don't think so. Not for you. You are somebody who is going to take your fate into your own hands, right? And you are going to make the best of everything that you have in every moment that you can. Now, will you have days that are difficult? Yes, of course. Will you have days where this feels ridiculous and like a fool's errand? Yeah, definitely. But you will continue on, right? I think that you are really married to this path, and I can definitely imagine you coming into, really, no, don't growl at me. No, go. She's trying to grab she does this thing now where she never used to do it, but she'll put her paw on my face, like rest it, and then she goes and pulls my face towards her with her claw. I'm so scratched out, and she's my favorite. I mean, well, don't tell Pudgy. Pudgy's actually my favorite, but she's also my favorite. And so sweet, but my goodness, definitely can be a little bit pushy, that girl. So, Yeah, I see you about the way. And we have two fish over here. So I do feel like this is ultimately going to end up being a time in your life where you're going to be making some money. And I do feel like, it's kind of like when people say, you have to learn to love yourself. You have to love yourself, really love yourself before you can love somebody else. And I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if it, maybe to some degree that's good advice. But love flows through all things. So there's always love to some extent. It's about changing our perception. It's about, cleaning up the parts of our life, our psyche, our emotionality, so that we have room to create happiness and love and success and fortune and all of these things. And so with you deciding to choose yourself, one of the ultimate expressions of love, you are creating space for to be making money for these kind of really big wins in your career, your work, your creativity, and it will be a time where it's all kind of coming together for you. And I do think that's a true. And I think that you're already beginning to see it. Now we also have the scythe right here. So the harvesting, a time where harvest is going to be quite lovely, right? Abundant. And we also have CC. So CC. And where was it? We had a J. Oh, J, right here, J. Okay, so J and CC. And then I wanted to look, we also had 22, maybe 22 up here as well. Oh, yeah. I was saying to her, we need one of those jewel things. They have these like, I don't know if they're real or if it was like a meme or whatever, but they're like these little rings that go on the tail, and they have like a little round jewel thing that hangs over her private areas back there. And she doesn't have hair to cover herself up, so I'm always like trying to keep her covered up a little bit. Come on, mama. I don't want you over there by the plant. Please come over here. Come on, Titi. Come on, Titi. Come on, Titi. Come on. Come on. Come on, Titi. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Titi. Oh. Okay. I guess off the other way. All right. So let's see. We have a Z. We have a Z. So kind of the beginning and the end there. Kind of like an alpha omega almost. And then we have a 3. And I almost feel like there is a sense of, maybe like you have a friend, or there's somebody that you know socially, and they kind of maybe brought you into a friends group or some kind of club, or maybe they're a neighbor that introduced you to other neighbors or whatever, and they feel some type of, I don't know, responsibility for your meeting other people that you know mutually now. And I feel like there's a sense of almost kind of jealousy there, because you get on well with people, and I think this is a person that really wants to be kind of the center of attention, be the head of the friends group, or, just kind of, I can imagine, like, what comes to mind is like a bake sale or something like this, and they want to like be the one to like be the head of the committee for it, and kind of real bossy, and kind of, just really takes it to a place it doesn't need to go. But I think that in these kind of moments, you are such a kind of diplomat, that people kind of flock to you because you keep a level head, and you're able to kind of navigate these situations gracefully. And so, I think through these kinds of happenings, it becomes more and more evident that you are quite a leader. Now, you maybe don't want to be a leader. You maybe don't want to be like in management, or, telling people what to do, or, the one planning all the things. But I think that it comes naturally to you. Okay, so I think people in your life, they kind of look to you for your input, or look to you for kind of being the one to say, hey, this is what we're going to do. Everybody meet at this place. You need to take this and bring this, and, kind of like a hosting, or managing the gathering, or, whatever it is. And I don't know that this is something that you super love, but I don't think you mind it either. And I think that, and sometimes, I think at times it makes you feel like a lot of pride. And I wonder if maybe this year will be a year where you're like hosting holidays or something like this, and kind of like low-key excited about it, I think. So that's something fun to look forward to, definitely. Now we have the lightness of being affirmation cards. I'm trying to hold TT. She's like a little baby over here. I'm going to flip through. We're going to stop where it feels right. Ooh, roses. Okay. Now, my husband told me how to say this, and I absolutely forgot. I don't know what it is. I have so many like ideas about, I just have a hard time pronouncing certain words. I mean, and it's a lot of words too. Mostly I think it's because I've self-taught myself a lot of things. I read, I read things. I didn't go to college for anything useful. Very unuseful, actually. And so I've always just kind of, learned on my own. I've been self-motivated too. So there are a lot of words that I have never heard anybody say. Or if they've said it, I didn't realize it was the same word. So I'm just going to skip over this one. And I'm feel like we were talking about it, and he said it means an understanding of all things. Like like a clarity. So we have that and trust, and it says relax and appreciate what you have to increase the flow of prosperity. Relax and appreciate what you have to increase the flow of prosperity. Yeah. You have all those tools. Yeah. All right. TT, I need you to get up though, girly. No, don't you growl me, girly. And I have to look this up now. If you've seen this last week, I've looked up a few things during the readings. I don't think it bothers anybody. A state of possessing all the knowledge there is. Okay. I'm not going to play how to say it, because I don't know if that will be okay for the pronunciation. I don't know if that'll be okay for YouTube's. But anyways, I'll learn it and I'll forget it again before I see it the next time. Don't you worry. Okay, all right. So, Sagittarius, I want to tell you I love you, because I do. And happy holidays. There are a lot of different things going on right now. So if you're partaking in any of them, I hope you have a most wonderful holiday. Please be safe. Take care of yourself and those around you. Drive safely, please. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. I read all of my comments. I know sometimes it's it's pretty heart-wrenching. I get a little sensitive. No, I am very sensitive. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes they just, you can read a bunch of really nice ones and I just am blown away by how many people I connect with on here, how many lovely, lovely beings. And then you get one person who just is really mean or, I don't know. It's hard not to focus on that, isn't it? But I do read them all and I do appreciate all of the comments. So please go ahead and leave one and yeah, I think that's it. So, thank you for joining me for this bonus reading. I love you and I thank you, and we'll talk in just a couple days from now. All right, good night.